All right. Hello, everybody. Um, let's give everyone a couple seconds just. So today I'm going to be going over the 4 steps to weight loss. Weight loss it can be tough for some, for many actually. Um, People struggle with this. They don't know where to turn to. They don't know who to listen to. They don't know how to go about changing, what behaviors need change, what dietary things need change. People will start, then they'll stop, they'll get frustrated. They won't have the support at home, or maybe not have the support at work that they need. So what ends up happens is they pretty much just throw their hands up in the air and they say, "Them, I'm done, and I'll go back to my regular routine." I don't want to see that happen. So what I have today is to go over 4 steps to weight loss and how you can counteract that. Hopefully, this will be some good material for you to move forward with. Um, Before I start, one of the reasons why I do this is obviously most people in the company for weight loss is some of them they aren't feeling quite right. They have loss of energy, loss of fatigue, maybe some joint pain. A lot of people they just want to look better. They want to feel better. They want to look good for their spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, etc. So there's a self-esteem and a self-awareness that comes with this, and I get that. Why I'm so involved in it is I see what happens in the stats that I have right here is what happens if you don't get your weight down. Your body mass index, for example, although we can make an argument for and against why it's a good stat to go off of. For the normal person, it's a very good stat to go off of where you sit. And if your body mass index, we know if it's over 20, if it's over 30, and if it's over 30 in females and 33 in males, it's a problem. If your waist size in females is over 35, or if your waist size is a male, if that's over 40, it's a problem. Those are some things you can do and you can check into right away to see what your numbers are, to see where you fit. What numbers look like right now if you don't change. We have technology in the office we just got. It looks like this. It is Tanita Healthy Edge software. What this software in turn does, it checks not only your body mass index, it checks your percentage of body fat, it checks your visceral fat, the amount of water that's in your body. Some really cool stats right away. It gives you strong data to see where you are at currently. What research shows is whenever these numbers go up, so on this form here, whenever you go up into this red section here, we know that there is a problem coming up at some point. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually there's something that's going to come, a health issue of some form. So what health issues come your way? Health issues that come your way can be things like type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancer, various types of kidney problems. Obviously, energy and fatigue issues come with that. Sleep apnea, degenerative arthritis, a bunch of stuff that we don't want has been associated with an increase in weight. So the 4 steps to work off weight are as follows. So the first one we have is dietary modifications. If you're trying to lose weight, first and foremost, you've got to change your diet. It's when you're trying to lose weight, it is 80% nutrition, it is 20% exercise. So think about that. If you're trying to go to the gym, you're just trying to out-exercise your diet, that's not going to happen. You need to change your diet. So a couple modifications you can make. You got to change the type of calories that you're eating. There's good calories and there's bad calories. There's something, so you can eat eggs, right? But there's good and bad eggs. You can have something like this that are pasture-raised eggs, or you can have conventional eggs. You can have a peanut butter, or you can have a natural almond butter. You can change various types of yogurt you're eating. So you want to change the type of calories that you're eating. Obviously, you're at the level you're at now for a couple different reasons. One is you probably made a couple bad decisions along the road. First part of it is being aware of what you've done. It's okay. Doesn't mean you can't change. The other thing you have to be aware of is that you worked your way into whatever corner you're in. You can work your way out of it as well. You lifestyled your way typically into most of the conditions that are out there. Hypertension, vascular issues, various types of cancer have been known to be lifestyle-related problems. Not all, but most. So the good news is if you lifestyled your way into this issue, you can lifestyle your way out of it, but it takes work. So reducing the calories is one of the things you can do. Hydrate is as important as it can be with weight loss. You think of what fat is and what muscle is. Muscle is made up of a ton of water. Fat is not. So if you hydrate, it is going to help you lose weight. It's half your body weight in ounces every day is the rule of thumb for that. Increasing fiber. You've got to make sure that your digestion is working. You should be going to the bathroom as many times as you're eating that day. So if you're only going once a day, once every couple of days, it's a gastrointestinal issue. If you're not going to the bathroom regularly, you have a backup somewhere. And if you're not going regularly, that stuff sits in you. That produces toxicity. So you want to make sure your bowels are moving. And how you can do that is through changing up or increasing various forms of fiber. Some patients do it with a fiber supplement. Others do it with increasing beans, increasing greens, increasing veggies, various types of fruit that have this type of fiber in it. So they're trying to lose weight. You want to make sure you get your fiber intake increased. Reducing your portions is another one for your dietary modifications. In order to reduce your portions, you have to recognize what and how large a portion should be. So initially, in various programs I have, I'll put patients on 4 to 5 ounces of a fruit, or of a lean protein of a fruit or of a veggie. As they increase, we'll spike that up to 6 to 7 ounces. Hey, Stacy, how are you? And we'll increase that as time goes on. If you're increasing your lean protein, you have a healthy veg, you have a healthy fruit, you're in good business, you're in good shape. The problem lies in the amount that we take in. We don't recognize what a portion actually is. And if you grew up in a household that I grew up in, if you didn't clear your plate, you weren't leaving the dinner table. Well, the problem now is that there's anywhere from 2 to 2.5 portions of food if you go out to a restaurant. When you eat that much food, okay, you spiked up your calories, you took in a bunch of sugar, you took in a bunch of extra stuff that your body did not need. And it's not so much calories that you need nutrient-dense calories. So that's where it comes into play. So it's not so much cutting calories, it's just taking in the higher quality calories that you want to consume. These types of calories can be good or bad calories. Like the eggs, for example. Eggs can be a very good source of calories. On the flip side, if you just do non-conventional eggs that are non-organic, there's a toxicity component that comes in them. Other things you want to reduce is something called GPS. So you want to eliminate or reduce grains, processed sugar, or processed foods, and sugar as much as possible. Grains turn into sugar, whether it's whole wheat, 100% wheat, still is going to break down into sugar, just not as much. Processed foods goes without saying. If God didn't make it, try to keep it out of your cabinet. And sugar, we know, is producing inflammation. Inflammation is one of the causes to most, if not all, diseases. So if you reduce the GPS, the grains, processed foods, and sugar, that's going to allow you to decrease your inflammatory processes, which is going to allow you to lose weight, which is why you start there for the first step of this for weight loss. Number 2 is behavior modification. So it never fails. When patients will come to me and they'll try to lose weight and they're trying to cut back calories, I won't even bring them on as a client or as a patient if their mindset's not in the game. If they're not ready to change, wasting your time and you're wasting your money. So mindset is key, not only with just in here, but anything in life. So when it comes to behavior modification, what do your behaviors look like at home? So at night, do you buy various foods and then you're eating ice cream? Is that a behavior you brought in, and you eat a dessert after you finish your meal? Are you meal planning or meal prepping at all? So today's Tuesday afternoon. Do you know what you're eating for lunch and dinner today? Do you know what you're eating for lunch and dinner tomorrow? If you do not, and you're not meal planning and meal prepping, chances are you're either going on the fly or you're going to be eating something out of the cabinet, which you haven't really put much thought into. So if you're trying to lose weight, one of the best things you can do, you have to meal plan, you have to meal prep. It stinks. I get it. You don't want to have to spend an hour and a half in the kitchen prepping your food. But in order to get the results, you've got to do things that that get you out of your comfort zone. You backed yourself into a corner, and to get out of that, you've got to change. You can't keep on doing the same exact thing and expecting something else to change from that. Hey, Allison. Hey, Scott. Good to see you, buddy. So one of the ways you do this and how you connect to that is you connect to your what's called your big why. So I always share my big why with you. What happens if you don't connect to your mindset? Whenever you go on your vacation, if you're going down south, you're going to the beach, you're going to a party this weekend, if you're not connected to it, one, you're going to cheat, and you're not going to think twice about it. So if you cheat, what happens with weight loss is it just causes one cheat. It's going to stall you 4 days. So if you're trying to lose weight, just know that one piece of ice cream you eat, that piece of pizza you eat, if you're on any type of regimen, that scale is not moving for 4 days. It is what it is. Don't shoot the messenger. So that's why I have to stay so consistent. And that's where mindset comes into play. So I would ask you, what is your big why? And what I mean by that is, why the hell lose weight to begin with? If you're happy where you're at, fine, accept it. You're good. But if you want to change, ask yourself first and foremost, why do you want to change? Why is it such a big deal to you? So for me, I always connect to my grandparents. I connect to them because I never met them. 3 of them were dead before I was born. The one was like, my grandfather passed away in the first couple of years, so obviously I had zero relationship with him. So I see how my parents are with my kids, and they got a relationship with my 2 kids. My sister has 3 kids. So there's that, I'm jealous of that because I never got to experience what that was like. So that's what my big why is that when my 2 kiddos decide if they want down the road to have kids, I not only want to be around for them, but I want to have a good quality of life so I can run on the beach with them, play soccer with them, hang out with them, and just live. And that's what my big why is. So I'd ask you, if you're trying to change, put pen to paper, write down whatever your big why is. Why make change? Why try to lose 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, whatever it is? Why do it? And if you connect to that way, whenever you're at the party this weekend and you're trying, and your friend comes up to you with that beer or that liquor drink, or it's just a drink, so do a shot with me, or have a piece of pizza with me. Let's go out and watch a game. You're going to be able to connect that and say, hey, look, I'm trying to make a change. This is why I'm trying to change. If they're a real friend, they'll get off your back. That's what I found to be true. Lastly, on behavior modifications is you have to set targets or goals. You have no idea where you're going with weight loss if you don't have a set target in mind. How much are you trying to lose? Are you trying to get into a different pant size or shirt size? What time frame is that in? So your goals would have to be specific. So it would have to be 10 pounds in 6 weeks. You have to be able to measure it. It has to be achievable as well. Right? We can't achieve a goal that's not realistic. So if you're trying to lose 40 pounds in 2 weeks, good luck. It's not happening. So it has to be a realistic goal. It has to be timely as well. So if it meets all those criteria, there's 2 ways you go about it now. You set short and long-term goals. So a short-term goal, what you're doing is you're going to set that over 30 days. You're going to write that down. You're going to say, I'm trying to lose. Whatever you're trying to do, I'm trying to do that in 30 days. You write it down. And what I'll have my patients do is I'll have them do on their cell phone, because they'll put on their cell phone, and I'll have it be their screensaver on their cell phone. If they don't want to do that, I then will have them put it on type it out of their computer, or put it on their bedroom or in their bathroom mirror. That way, each and every day, it's in present mind consciousness. And that is what you would do for behavior modifications. The third pillar to this is nutritional support. When you're trying to change your nutrition, changing your calories is king, but a lot of times, due to what we've done through the stresses of life, we've made some bad decisions, and through that, our various parts of our blood chemistry isn't quite where it needs to be. So I always, first and foremost, that we'll test most of our patients that are trying to make changes. Want to get blood work done, so you know where various levels are at. What their inflammatory markers look like, their B vitamins or D levels, what their cholesterol looks like, triglycerides, etc. And that way you can then focus on reducing whatever levels are high, maintaining whatever's good, and spiking up whatever's deficient. So various vitamins that come into play. So we'll do drops, for example. This is Chirothin, which are the proprietary drops we use in the office. They're amino acids, they're B vitamins. Amino acids are the building block to protein. So we use them, and we'll put patients on them, and they'll take these a couple times a day as part of this. So they'll take the drops. Typically, when people are overweight, they're fatigued. They're carrying around more weight. They have joint pain. They get tired easier. Their energy is just in the tank. So we'll typically supplement with either a B complex or a B12. That's another one. Another one you can look into is vitamin D3. There's two types of vitamin D. There's D2 and there's D3. Vitamin D2 is synthetic form. That's typically the type that your medical doctor would give you as a shot or a tablet, and it's a 50. They usually there's a ton of units in it, and it's synthetic, so we try to stay away from that as much as possible. D3 is the healthy form of vitamin D, and you can take that as a fat-soluble vitamin, and there's very good research that shows if you elevate your vitamin D levels, you're able to lose weight. Typically, those who have increased weight over time, their D levels are not quite where they need to be, so that's why we I make a blanket statement. You can spike up your vitamin D levels. You also want to have detox support. So I touched on it at the beginning about going to the bathroom and how important that is. When you lose weight, when you're breaking down weight, what happens is you're actually breaking down your body fat. And when you break down body fat, it's going to constipate you. And when you become constipated and you're not moving and it just sits there, your scale's not going to move because you're not going as much as you could or as much as you should be going. So going on into whether it's a gallbladder support, a liver support, any type of digestive enzyme, you can do that in conjunction with the other supplements once you get tested, and then you can make those changes as you are either regulated or non-regulated. And those are various supplements that come into play. I'm not a big fan of taking a whole heck of a lot of supplements, taking 7, 8, 9, 10 supplements at once. They still have to go through the detox pathways. They still have to go through your kidneys, and 2, 3, 4 is kind of where I like patients to live at. Above and beyond that, it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. But if you're someone who's just taking everything under the sun and you're trying to out-supplement your way out of a bad diet, then I would have you try to kind of change that mindset up and looking at changing your nutrition. Then as you do that, you can decrease the amount of supplements that you're on. Hey, Trace, what's going on, Amy? So lastly, exercise. So when it comes to exercise and how important that is, remember, when it comes to weight loss, it's only 80% exercise. It is 20%, when it comes to weight loss, it's 80% nutrition, it's 20% exercise. So in our clinic, I'll have patients stop working out for 4 to 6 weeks while we get their behavior modifications changed, their dietary modifications changed. And I do that for a couple of different reasons, is that if you're trying to make all these changes and then you add a workout into it, it's system overload. It's just way too much, and you have plenty of time to lose weight and to get to the gym. But a lot of us, we're working out incorrectly, we're doing the wrong things, and that typically needs to be addressed as well. So if you're trying to lose weight, what I would have you do, just focus on your nutrition. Get that squared away for 4 to 6 weeks. Start putting everything down. You can use apps like MyFitnessPal or throw it in your phone and keep track of the amount of sugar you're taking in, carbohydrates, and fat that you're taking in. And you start there, and that gives you kind of a level playing field. It lets you kind of make those changes and get that under your belt, become successful doing that first. And then once you get that scale moving, once you feel comfortable meal planning, meal prepping, now you can get your tail to the gym and start working out the right way. A lot of us think you have to work out for 45 minutes to an hour and a half. It's all bullshit. It's not true. You can be out there, you can be done and working out for 20, 30, 35 minutes and be done if you're working out the right way. And I always use the reference to the Olympics. You look at marathon runners and you look at their body frame and how they look. They're typically, and what they can do is amazing. I mean, they're doing 4.5 minute, 5 minute miles till the cows come home, which is crazy. But you look at their body type. What happens the longer you exercise is that what happens is you break down your muscle tissue. So the longer distances you're going, you're spiking up a hormone, which is cortisol, which is a stress hormone. As you spike up that cortisol and your stress hormone, it's going to cause various levels to go the opposite direction, such as your growth hormone and testosterone. So what you would want to do then is you want to decrease the amount of time that you're exercising. You want to do it the right way. So instead of the marathon runner, compare them to the 100-meter dash and 200-meter dash men and women that are in the Olympics, and compare those two body types. And I would have you look at them side by side and say, which one looks healthier? Is it the marathon runner or is it the sprinter? And I've never had anyone tell me it's the marathon runner, because you look at them side by side, it's not even a comparison. What happens is when you work out that short distances, or if you're working out and you're doing supersets with working out, when you do that is that you spike up your growth hormone, you spike up your testosterone, and that's your building block to muscle. And then you decrease your cortisol level. And when you are able to regulate your hormones, now you're able to lose weight. So that's the fourth pillar to all of this, is that you want to get exercise. You want to do it when necessary and when needed, but don't feel like you have to get exercising right away. If you're trying to lose weight and that's your primary goal, start first and foremost is clean up your diet, and then we can make the changes from then on. So those are my 4 pillars of weight loss for you. And Stacy, I agree. So Stacy's my old trainer, young at heart, didn't mean old. She's great. So if you're a local in the area, I highly recommend Stacy. She does awesome work. Used to be a professional bodybuilder, so pretty cool stuff. Thanks, Stace, for sharing that. And for those of you who need other information on weight loss, you can schedule consults at our office, free consults, or if you're outside the area, feel free, you can send me an email, drcarr@pghcw.com, and I can get you hooked up with somebody local to you. Although I work with people outside of my local area, I work with people across the country with nutrition and weight loss, so could possibly help you out that way as well. Hope you found this information useful. Give it some love if you feel so gracious. Pass it on to friends and family, and I'll see you next week for the next Facebook Live. If you have anything you guys want to see on Facebook Live, share with me. I've asked my patients in the office, and there are a bunch of stuff they want me to get to, but if there's anything you want to see on here, feel free to let me know. Have a blessed week. Bye now.